Everyone, so for script 12, we'll focus on a script that will monitor multiple services in the Linux system. So we'll get started with bash scripting first and then the Python one. Okay, so let's create a if statement here for bash, and in this statement we'll put in the argument. So it's checking if the argument amount of arguments are they are 0. It's equal eq 0. Then what we'll do is we'll put services variable we will predefine what services we are monitoring for. Let's say nginx, mysql, docker, and then else what we'll do is we will put ifs equals comma or a space, read r, and then a services, and then $all. Okay, so let's just format our input a bit here. So that will close the if here, the if statement. So what this is doing is if we are providing service name as parameters, we are reading that into an array here, and it could be either a comma separated value, like if we put a comma or something like that in between the services, it'll take in the list as a comma separated list, or if we're providing it as is, like with a space, it'll also accept that and it'll read it into an array that's called services here. So it's populating the variable services, and we're also going to comment this. Should be pre-assigned services. If not, then we'll read services. From input. Then we'll go to our next section here, then we'll loop through them, loop through the services. And check. So we'll use a for loop here. For svc in, and then we'll put in $, and then curly braces, services, then at, and then we'll put do, echo. There'll be a bunch of echo statements here, so we're just going to copy it multiple times. The first echo statement is just a boilerplate. The second one, we're going to just put like a status, checking status. SVC, so it'll be $SVC, and then another boilerplate here. Then here we will put systemctl status, and then svc. We're going to use systemctl to check. So no pager. So it'll suppress this pager and errors for missing services. We are redirecting the errors to dev null, the sync of the system. And then we'll go back a bit here, and this just by itself like echo, and then we'll close off the for loop here. Okay, yep, so let's try to run this. Looks like Docker is inactive. Let me check if that's the case. Last time Docker was up. It is active, so might have been a mistake here. No pager, dev null. Okay, I made a mistake here. So it should be status status. Okay. Let's try again. Maybe clear this terminal here. Yep, so as you can see, it looped over MySQL because it doesn't exist. Nginx, it doesn't exist, but it's providing us Docker. It is active, it's loaded. So here, so we're good to go. So one of the use cases for this would be to list that if you want to set up some sort of automated email to yourself that, hey, this service is up, this service is down, you can do so by using that particular using this particular script. Or if you want to check if certain servers have certain application installed, you can also use this script to do that. So let's work on the Python script next. So Python script is gonna be the longer one here. So let's get started. So we're going to import module subprocesses and sys, and then we will declare default default services. An array here. We'll make this comma separated, and then we'll use additional validation and filtering to make sure that it gets converted to spaces instead of comma separated values. So nginx, let's say nginx. Actually, let's keep the same. So as the bash, so MySQL, and then nginx, and then Docker. So we'll also add code to check arguments. So if it's greater than 1, we will do additional. We'll convert all input into list with spaces, and then split. So to that we'll do args equals, let's say, space join and we'll go to the else statement here, and then services will be services equals default SVCS. Then we will loop through the services and check each one. So we'll put several print statements here. So just a boilerplate again. We'll add a try statement here. It'll be the same systemctl command that we ran for our bash script here. So systemctl status and then svc and then put in also no pager. Capture output equals true. Text equals true. check equals false. It'll enable us to gracefully exit the script, and we are checking the work here. Let's see why this is showing up as an error here. There's one exception, or finally clause balance. At least one except, or okay, oops. So it's looking for an except later on. Okay, let's see here. So we'll print the status output if successful. So it's just showing a message if it's not successful here. And now we do accept. Should be in capital. Okay, alright, so we are trying to run the command, and if the command successfully it is successfully run, then we put the result out. If not, we if the service doesn't exist, we provide the appropriate messaging. If it's an error, we print out the error. Okay, let's save this and try to run this one. So as you can see, checking status, there's nothing there, and then we have let me actually clear this and run this again so we can see here. As you can see, it's showing Docker is active, but Nginx is not found or inactive. MySQL is not found inactive, which is the ones which is expected result. Okay, thanks for joining again, and we'll work on script number 13 next.